hello, welcome to the F1 Christmas party. Help yourself to a homemade cupcake on your way in. Williams branded, sorry, force of habit. Hello, Bernie, welcome, Merry Christmas.
Is it?
Excuse me, you're standing on my foot.
Oh, Marcus Ericsson, so sorry, I hardly noticed you.
That's what all the F1 viewers said.
Do go in, drinking champagne on the left, shaking champagne on the right. Get in there quick, I've just been told Kimmy's coming.
Hello, Claire, Mary, happy time, Christy Mass, sexy Jesus.
Oh, hello, Flav.
I want to feel your bums, I like to hold your melons. You have beautiful jugs.
Oh, Flav, you're not supposed to see the buffet until later.
Okay, it's cool. Also, Flav, want to know your fruitcake recipe.
Ooh, don't be disgusting.
Fruity cake.
Oh, good. Pastor's here.
Hello, I'm Gareth. He's Zog.
Hello.
And he's Richard.
Hello.
Welcome to the Christmas edition of Gareth Jones on Speed. Fellas, are you ready for the seasonal felicitations that are about to come upon us?
Ready for all the feats of strength. Oh, yes. And other seasonal activities.
If you've listened to the On Speed Christmas editions over the years, you'll know what Zog is referring to there. Richard, Christmas is coming. Do you have any traditions you wish to stick to in terms of...
Unadorned aluminium pole. If you've never watched Seinfeld, you'll still not know what we're on about.
We do this all the time.
Traditions, no. But I'm doing something which I haven't done for a long time this Christmas, which is I'm at home, at my house with my family, rather than going to someone else's family member's house. That's quite nice. And
Having your own little lovely family Christmas.
Last year we did a thing where we bought each other a virtual car as a Christmas present, and it was really warmly appreciated, and you guys on Twitter then started giving us presents as well, which was, I thought, a lovely, lovely, lovely thing. So we're going to do a similar thing this year, but we've set a couple of rules. The first rule was that there was no budget. The second rule was that it couldn't be a car. A virtual gift of a car this year has to be car related, but not a car. And the third rule was that we only had about 6 minutes to research and choose what it was we were going to buy for each other. Because that's sort of traditional, isn't it, Richard?
Yeah, extension of man shopping, which is just sort of running into a shop, first thing that looks half decent, buy it, run out again, get there.
That'll do.
We know that's what you're doing too, so that's what we've done for Christmas. So after a huge amount of thought, Zog, 6 minutes, which is quite a lot for one of my greatest pals, I've bought you this gift.
Oh,
take that.
Thank you, Gareth.
For those of you watching in black and white, Gareth's actually
else,
given Zog a sheaf of paper tied up with some string. It's all rather lovely.
Oh, sport seats for my 944 Turbo.
You bought him some new
Fantastic,
seats for his Porsche.
Yeah.
They were a bit expensive.
Oh, they
I
go
can
on,
say
how
that
much?
because you're a mate. Well, it was 820 euros.
Oh, yeah, that's
Really?
Yeah.
That's more than I spent on you, Richard. I'm sorry. But, oh no, Gareth, that's lovely. And as you probably know, my existing seats, although they work perfectly well, you know, they keep me off the bottom of the car, they're getting a little bit tatty. So, yeah, new seats of it. Thank you very much.
It was actually Merry Christmas, thank you very much. It was a deliberate choice. The chocolate colour, I mean, these are an exact match for what you've got in your car, except yours are beige at the moment.
Yeah.
And as we know, beige stains.
Beige is one of my favourite colours on the show.
So I thought the brown of the chocolate colour would
chocolate
be...
leather or cloth?
Well, when I
Vella,
when I spill coffee on them, which I will,
Perfect.
you know, it's not going to show quite as much on the deeper brown, almost chestnut.
Lovely,
I
isn't
would
it?
say.
What a thoughtful gift that doesn't
that's
really
very
exist.
Good. That's
But
fantastic.
No,
Thank
it
you.
exists.
I mean, those
They
exist,
do.
but you just haven't
But-
paid 820
Yeah.
euros.
I'm not actually going to buy them
for Zog.
No.
But I get the pleasure of thinking about them.
Yeah, and I thought you'd really enjoy it. If I actually turned it with that, you'd really enjoy that. Oh, lovely seats. But then you'd have to get all the other trim to match it on the inside.
It would be, yeah.
giving you a
I have
problem.
actually thought about re-trimming those seats a couple of times, but you know, it's one of those things. You think about it, you never get around to doing it.
But if someone gifts it you, you'd do it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Merry
yeah.
Christmas.
Merry
mate.
Christmas, dude.
Thank you very much indeed.
Hey.
I'm going to have a hug. Oh, man. We're actually
Do you
hugging.
know what I wish I had? I'm consumed with this desire. I wish
We
I'd
need a
got for this
Christmas tree,
show.
don't we, all right?
No, not a Christmas tree. I wanted one of those bell curtains. I don't know what they're called. Tubular bells, but not tubular bells. You know, where you can just go...
Like a wind chime thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
wind chime.
tubular bells, yes.
Are they tubular bells? But they're very high.
Well, no,
like
the
those.
little-
Look there. That's what I want, and you've got some. I just want those, but here, so that every time something Christmassy happens, I can do that. But they're not, because they're not quite bell-like enough.
They're more chimey. I know you want bling, don't you?
Bang, 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 bang,
And now
bang,
I have a
bang,
present
bang.
for Richard.
Is this a sort of a Secret Santa thing where I buy for Zog, Zog buys for Richard,
Wait,
and Richard buys
Zog,
for me?
is it some tubular bells on a frame that I can do?
Hey!
Had I known now,
Yeah,
you know,
you just got me there.
if I'd known 5 minutes ago what I know now, it would have been wind chimes. But I'm afraid, now I'm doing this on screen,
They're not wind chimes. I'm thinking like it's a London Symphony Orchestra kind of Christmas concert kind of affair.
the big ones are tubular bells, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but not
yeah,
the
yeah.
big ones. I'm talking about the medium-sized ones, I think.
I think those are just metal pipes.
Are they?
Yeah,
Could
if
you
they're
get me some
medium-sized metal
for
pipes,
Christmas?
big ones tubular bells, little ones wind chimes.
frame.
I think that's how it works.
I always
how it
wanted
works.
to be. We had a job in the orchestra. I always wanted to be the bloke at the back who does all that sort of extra percussion.
Yeah.
Because it looks quite
Yeah,
fun. You've got your own
basically-
little domain. You're not required to do a lot, so you can have a sit down.
Yeah, you-
and then
you-
you get to do cool stuff. You may get a couple of kettle drums.
You spend half an hour standing there at the back of the orchestra, waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
And then you've just got to go ding at just the right moment.
A lot of pressure.
So you've got 35 minutes of stress going,
It's like the guys changing the wheels in Formula One, isn't it? They get their one moment to get
Yeah.
it right, and they're going to get it right. But the great thing is that people wait for your bit, and then when you come to your bit, you get to do, like Richard says, cool and ridiculous stuff. You'll pick up a device which goes grrrr.
But it's just the fear that you're just required to do the ding, and then when it comes to your bit, everyone else stops playing, and you just go, oh, damn it.
Anyway, presents. So, Merry Christmas, Richard. I hope you will enjoy. I've got you two presents. They kind of complement one another. First of all, this lovely drinks coaster, which is, as
Do
you
you ever
see...
put a drink down, Richard?
See, which is
Oh,
and
nice.
an F1 gear ring set in acrylic plastic.
That's really cool.
And I figured, now that you're a family man, any present that I have to give you pretty much has to be kid-proof.
Childproof.
That is child-proof, and you know, it's kind of like a little funky...
It is, it's cool. Do you know what? That would replace the coaster I currently have on my desk in my little office at home, which I'm going to have to get rid of at some point because it's one that my wife gave me and it just says, "You're a cock" on it.
You've got to give that to James May, haven't you? Re-gift it at Christmas.
And you also need this to go with it.
Oh, lovely.
Keep calm and drive a Land Rover
And it's
mug.
got a picture of a Defender on it.
Because you're getting your
Smashing,
Land Rover, so you can have a Land Rover mug and you can put it on your new coaster.
That's brilliant. And in extremis also, I could just put that inside the Land Rover to catch the leaks.
Let's go
Land
back to
Rover.
the coaster.
You never know.
Go back to the coaster
Yeah.
because it's actually a Cosworth gear ring, isn't it? Is it?
No,
is it-
that's the one
Actually, no,
above.
that's
That's one above. Oh,
that's-
really?
Well, it might be. It
But
doesn't.
what a lovely
actually
thing.
say which
You know,
is
where you
it.
nice,
might
though.
get a
That's quite-
spider
yeah,
in
that's nice, yeah.
Perspex or something. This is a bit of a F1 car in Perspex. How lovely. What a lovely
Yeah,
gift.
thoughtful. Thank you for that.
Oh, glad you like- well,
thank you,
yeah.
You know, thank you for
Enjoy.
intending to give it to me. I
Enjoy.
will.
Merry Christmas, Richard. From Zog.
So, Gareth.
I like the idea that these are virtual presents, so you're literally just showing me them on a screen.
Yeah, sure.
That's
It's look what you could have won.
This is what you could have won. If I didn't
It
bother to
wasn't
go and
so
get it for
idle.
you.
Well, now, the thing is, my original gift for you, I thought I was being a bit stingy, so I upped the budget in my mind because this is my original gift.
Oh,
It's a Tom Price retro shadow T-shirt.
oh
It's
God.
got 16 on the arm of Tom Price. See, I should just stop there.
I was going to say,
This isn't your gift now. I wish it
Which,
had
do
been.
you know what? I actually looked at
Thing
that
is-
myself and thought I should buy that, but hopefully someone would buy it for me as a Christmas present.
But do you know what I looked? I
know.
thought, irrespective of this game, I thought I should probably just get that for Gareth because I think he'd really like it.
Really like.
I think you know the
It's
answer
in
to that,
America, weirdly, so I don't know why it's not for sale here. It's
Yeah,
it's
I saw that.
UK eBay, but it's from the US. Anyway,
Oh, I'd love a Tom Price UOP shadow T-shirt.
quite good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, that's not your present.
Oh, well.
Oh,
That-
good. I can buy it
Because
myself now.
I've gone a bit nuts. I was a bit worried that $18 was too stingy for a Christmas present because I thought you guys might have gone a bit bananas. And well, you know, it's 30 quid for that coaster. It's quite an expensive coaster. I went completely bananas. And in our virtual world, I spent $3,000 on a Jordan Formula 1 engine cover signed by Damon Hill.
Oh, yes!
Because it's so far up Gareth Street that it's actually outside the house. Except it's not in real life.
That is from
Look at
the
that.
year, the 98, looking at it. It's the
is,
engine
yes.
cover from 98, the year that Damon won at Spa, which was, as a Damon fan, was an even greater moment than him winning the World Championship in some ways.
Very dramatic race.
And Jordan, because I just loved an Irish team in Formula One. And Eddie Jordan and that team, and Gascoigne's car, the Honda Mugen engine. That's beautiful. Thank you.
I could see it on the wall.
That's exactly right.
Just to make sure it really hit the middle of the Venn diagram of all that Gareth's about, I would be prepared to put a small Welsh dragon sticker on it.
Ticked all the boxes.
That's quite groovy, that, isn't it? I mean, it is £3,000, so
it's
bloody ought to
virtually
be, but
£3,000.
you know, it's a bit. Look, there's a few other pictures of it here, and it is it's a fine old thing.
Beautiful.
And it has been signed by
Damon.
by Aaron Will, by the looks of it. But I presume that's Damon Hill. And then there's something. So it's got LH fuel flap engine cover. So it's like it's got some scroll on it, mechanic scroll, which is great. I mean, it sort of makes it feel more real.
Richard,
Nice.
I will hug you for that. Thank you very, very much indeed. We're each very, very happy with our Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
Let's hope that actual Christmas is as satisfying as virtual Christmas.
And if I could only just finish this link with my bloody tubular bells, but neither of you were thoughtful enough to get them for me. So
next year.
Ring. Ding.
John, welcome to the F1 Christmas party. So sorry you're leaving, Manor. Are you well?
Winter's coming.
Yes, I suppose it is.
Aye, well, it's all right for you. You're highborn.
Well, some of Oxfordshire is quite hilly, I suppose. Would you like a vol-au-vent?
Look at him over there, the young King Tommen Baratheon.
I think it's pronounced Max Verstappen.
Sorry I'm late. Was wrestling a bear.
Hello, Patrick.
Show some respect, Paddy Lowe. It's Sir Patrick now.
Sorry, forgot about that.
Yeah, the bloody cow came at me with a sword. Madness. By the way, don't leave your coat in the cloakroom. There's one of your chaps in there going through all the pockets.
One of our chaps.
Yeah, although he was putting stuff into a Ferrari bag.
Oh, bloody hell.
What a ridiculous catchphrase. Sort yourself out, Lowe.
Patrick, I've got Dad on the phone. He says you've left him outside too long.
No, I didn't. What's he moaning about?
He's been clamped.
Oh, bloody hell!
Sniff! Petrol! With Gareth Jones on speed!
The Gareth Jones on Speed team is not just Zog, Richard and me. We extend into the areas of Violet as well, who's often here to help us out with quizzes and things. And Tycho, my oldest son, who's joined us. Hello, Tycho. How you doing?
Hello, good, thank you.
And also Dave Stebbings. Now, Dave Stebbings is a listener to this programme and a prodigious tweeter who's contributed to Ultra listener, yes. Who's contributed to the show in a number of ways over the years. And it's become almost a tradition that Dave writes a quiz for us for the seasonal
The
special
Festivus,
show.
you're right. No, it is the Festivus season.
And so
The airing of grievances, and then Dave Stebbings.
we say this every year, don't we? It's become
Because
our...
Zog and I never get bored of
we have to remind everyone.
I know,
We have
I know.
to.
And so Dave Stebbings has prepared a quiz, which, Tycho, you fiddled with a little bit.
A little bit. It was a great quiz, but I had to reword some of the questions. It's pretty much the same quiz, really. Yeah.
All I know is it's a true or false, is that right? Or which one of these
Well,
answers?
it's not quite true or false. It's which one is right. So I'll each go round A, B, and C. So I'll say, for example, Zog, I'll read out 3 statements, and you have to say which one is the right statement.
I have to pick the correct statement from
Yes,
3
out of 3
that may...
options, A, B, or
and
C.
only one of them will be correct, is that
Yes,
right?
only one of them will be right.
Okay. All right, then.
We're relying on you to have understood this, Tycho, because we haven't looked at the questions, so we're assuming that you haven't, this up a bit. So but I'm sure you've done a great job.
Right.
So here we go with the Dave Stebbings traditional Christmas quiz, round 1. And in round 1, I believe the first question goes to Richard.
Yeah, Richard, right, here we go. So, which one of these is right? Did Lewis Hamilton win his first karting title after inheriting the lead on the last lap after Rosberg was stripped of the pole in the title decider? Did Lewis Hamilton win his first GP2 title after inheriting a point after Giorgio Pantano was stripped of the fastest lap in the title decider? Or did Lewis Hamilton win his first F1 title after inheriting a point after Glock was stripped of the grid slot for using the wrong tyres?
So the question is, was it in karting, was it in GP2, or was it in Formula 1?
Well, it wasn't Formula 1, was it? Because he won for his first title with...
I'm not going to... I'm saying...
I'm not going to say either.
Not that I would, not...
But that was all
Don't
down
have
to Felipe Massa making an error on the last lap. So...
I'm not saying anything.
It wasn't that, was it? Now you're just trash talking me in a sort of weird, subtle way. You're going down.
I'm not going to.
I don't know.
I honestly
Do you know
can't
what?
say anything.
Honestly, I do not know. So I'm going to say, and I can't remember what he got us up to in GP2, and I don't know what he got up to in karting. So I'm just going to say it was in GP2.
The answer is correct. Yes. In GP2, a point was
Fear my
awarded
guessing.
for the fastest lap, but set his time under a yellow flag. So Giorgio couldn't get the extra
Pantano.
point. Couldn't get the extra point. So yeah.
The Bono of GP2, Giorgio Pantano.
Of course, he's one of the few drivers to have been named after an international system for colour reference.
identification, that's right, yeah. Along with... there isn't another one, so I can't think of the made-up driver's
Well,
name.
there's Pietro CMYK.
Yeah, him as well. Well done. Okay,
right.
so Richard kicks off with a
lucky
with a
point.
point. Okay, who goes next? Zog goes next.
Okay, Zog, here we go.
Okay.
Which one of these is right? Did Gerhard Berger once throw Ayrton Senna's passport out of a helicopter? Did Gerhard Berger once throw Senna's briefcase out of a helicopter? Or did Ayrton Senna, once throw Gerhard Berger's briefcase out of a helicopter?
Okay, so...
Very good.
A, Gerhard Berger throws Senna's passport out of a helicopter.
Yeah.
B, Berger throws Senna's briefcase out of a helicopter.
Yeah.
And C, Senna throws
Berger's briefcase out of a helicopter, yeah.
I am quite sure it is B. I could possibly even give you some more detail here, but I don't think we get any bonus points for saying that he'd already replaced the photograph in Senna's passport with some other photograph, and he just pasted it on, and that was inside the briefcase when he threw it out of the helicopter.
I don't know about that technicality, but... Yes, you're right. The answer is B. Senna had boasted his carbon fibre briefcase was virtually indestructible, so naturally Gerhard Berger sought to test out the theory and threw it out of a helicopter, as you do in F1.
Well, you guys love Gerhard Berger. No, there are
Berger
more fine
famous
stories.
for his pranks, wasn't he, Berger? Didn't he swap the picture of someone's face in a passport for a nudie lady?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
And when he didn't realise until he literally turned up at international immigration and they showed the pictures, they still let him in. You're travelling with Mr. Berger, he's such a witty guy. Yeah. Very good. So far, Richard scored a point, Zog scored a point at the end of round one. My question again.
Here we go, Dad. Right. Which one is right? The Honda Accord Type R was originally spec'd by engineers with no VTEC. B. The Honda Accord Type R was originally spec'd by engineers with no limited slip differential. Or C. The Honda Accord Type R was originally spec'd by engineers with no audio system. Which was it spec'd without?
Okay.
Originally.
Well, the Accord Type R, the original Honda Accord Type R, what do we reckon? 80s, guys, was this? No?
Late 90s.
Late 90s, was it? Type R. Thank you.
With the big hoopy wing.
Well, knowing Honda's purity, let's see, they would never spec it without the VTEC. That's at the heart. Unless they hadn't developed the VTEC. No, it was already there. It was definitely there. Without a... What was the other one?
Without a limited split
LSD, yeah.
LSD.
Originally without an LSD. Probably, because it's a front-wheel drive thing, though. It was a high revving rather than a talky thing. I'm considering. The third option was the radio. Knowing Honda, I reckon of all those things, they reckon the radio was the least important thing. So I'm going to say that the Honda Accord Type R was originally spec'd without a radio.
And you are right. The answer is C. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
The engineers originally wanted them to save weight by removing the stereo, but the marketing department overruled them, just like marketing departments do, because the car without a radio was unlikely to sell well.
Fantastic. At the end of round one, the score is Richard 1, Zog 1, Gareth 1.
3 abreast into the first corner, right?
Very good.
So, round two.
Round two of the Dave Stebbings traditional Christmas quiz.
Alright, we start with Zog now. Which is right, Zog?
Okay.
After retiring, did Riccardo Patrese go on to compete in skiing competitions? After retiring, did Riccardo Patrese go on to compete in show jumping competitions? Or, after retiring, did Riccardo Patrese go on to compete in motorcycling competitions? As a lot of F1 drivers actually have, or drivers have gone on to...
One or two have, yeah. True. I know the answer to this. I think.
What character?
I don't.
I think it's none of those.
I don't know the answer.
I think he went to work at a restaurant in Conwy.
So did he go on to compete in skiing, show jumping, or motorcycling?
Okay, I mean, motorcycling would seem like the easiest guess because, you know, it's motorsport, so, and he probably learned to ride a motorbike, so that would seem... But then on the other hand, I don't know...
This is like an episode of Pointless Celebrities, isn't it?
I think like so competing on two wheels is slightly more of a younger racer's game than a more senior racer.
Schumacher showed that he could go into motorcycling, but
Yeah, no, pretty fair enough, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go show jumping.
So is it show jumping or skiing? Is that what you've narrowed it down to?
I've narrowed down to skiing or show jumping. Show jumping.
Show jumping, right. So your answer is show jumping.
My answer is show jumping. It's wrong, isn't it? No, I'm sticking with it.
Show jumping is actually correct.
Yes!
Well done, His daughter Beatrice was a very talented competition show jumper, so Ricardo decided to follow into her sport, and by all accounts apparently was rather good.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
If I'd have answered that question, I would have got it wrong. I would have said motorcycling, because I used to own Riccardo Patresi's motorbike many years ago.
When you say own, you hadn't... Had you nicked it? Or
No. But it was when he was F1 driver. He had a deal with Kawasaki, who provided him with motorcycles, and he had a Kawasaki KLR 650, which went back into the Kawasaki press fleet, and I bought it and rode it for many years until I sold it to my mate Bobby.
Fantastic.
Ricardo Patresi's bike, and I know it's true because I asked him when I met him at the Johnny Herbert thing recently. Good question. You got that right. Well done, John.
Brilliant question.
Cool. Okay.
Right.
Oh, it's my go now.
All right, Dad. Right. Which one is correct? I do like this one a lot, actually. In 1976, did McLaren use extra tyres in qualifying by getting a sign writer to paint up duplicates by hand on the tyres with official markings? B. In 1976, did McLaren use illegal fuel by smuggling in fuel in a hidden tank in their tanker lorries? Or, in 1976, did McLaren use trick suspension, which compressed under downforce at speed, which slowly raised up on the way back to the pits to beat the ride and height rules?
Oh,
so
man!
In what way did they cheat?
Yeah. Did they sneak fuel in the tanker? Oh, sorry, did they get a sign writer to fake FIA authority? Yeah. That's a great story. Or the third one was...
Did McLaren produce a trick suspension?
Oh, the trick suspension
which compressed under downforce and then released slowly as they went back into
Well,
pits.
I've heard of this trick suspension story. I remember something vaguely about this, but I thought that was a recent thing that Red Bull had done. But of the three, I've never heard the story of fuel being smuggled inside a bigger fuel tank, apart from Honda, who had their cheeky fuel tank.
The thing is, what's interesting about this is you can't put any of them past an F1 team, especially not McLaren. I mean, there's been some fantastic
finding any ways of cheating. I'm going to say...
I think it makes F1.
I'm going to say the advantage is in the ride height, and therefore it was trick suspension which compressed and stayed down.
You are in fact wrong, I'm afraid.
Oh no!
That was Brabham. That was a Brabham trick.
Of course it was.
It was
a
great
Gordon Murray trick. Great bit of F1 design.
Yeah,
Creative
according to Alistair Caldwell, McLaren's team manager in 76, McLaren employed a sign writer to duplicate the lettering onto spare tyres so they could use more of their allocated sets.
Wow.
So they got an artist to forge, just like the mafia, you know?
Yeah.
that is brilliant and very sneaky.
Alright, here we go. Richard, your turn. Which one is right? Does Ferrari have the most consecutive Le Mans titles from 1960 to 1965? Does Porsche have the most consecutive Le Mans titles from 1980 to 1989? Or does Porsche have the most consecutive Le Mans titles from 1981 to 1987?
No.
God. Hard to visualise that, isn't it?
Right.
So is
Ferrari
it
from 61 to 65?
Is it Ferrari from 1960 to 1965?
Yeah.
Is it Porsche from 1980 to 1989? Or is it Porsche from 1981 to 1987?
Wow. I bet Zogby's worked out the answer in his head.
I think Ferrari probably did win for all of those years in the 60s. Because then the GT40 came along and spoiled their fun. But that doesn't matter because that's only 5 years. The Porsche ones we're talking about, well, either 9 years or 6 years. I don't think it's 9 years for Porsche because by the late 80s you've got Jaguar and who else has you got coming in now? Sort of Mazda and Nissan and people all monkeying around, and that was so not that.
Nissan didn't win.
I think that's the way to
Nissan
work it out,
didn't
is
win,
to try and sort of figure out any breaks.
Well, it was actually no, because Mazda was the early 90s, wasn't it? That was like 91. But anyway, I think Jaguar with the sort cut Jags, and I think they were coming in about 87. So I'm going to say, by a process of elimination, by dint of it being longer than the 5 years that Ferrari might have had, that it's Porsche between 81 and 87. Was that the option?
Yeah, so that's C. Is that your answer?
Yeah, that's my answer.
Your final answer is correct.
Oh, well done!
So great deduction there. Porsche's 7-year reign, actually, from 81 to 87, they won it in 87, was ended in Jaguar in 88. So, yeah, really, really
well done, Richard. Well done.
Yeah,
So,
nice one.
at the end of round 2, the scores look like this. Richard has 2 points. Zog has 2 points. I have only 1 point. So it's a dead heat between you two going into the final round.
Yep.
Which I start, which is probably just as well, really.
Are you ready, Dad?
Yes.
Right.
Please make it a question about, I don't know, shooting brakes, Lancia or Slade.
Do Toyota Corollas count as any of those? Right.
Not exactly, but my mother did have a Corolla, so we might be doing something here. Yeah.
Which one is right?
Yep.
Have there been 17 generations of Toyota Corollas? Have there been 10 generations of Toyota Corollas? Or C, have there been 7 generations of Toyota Corollas?
Wow. 17, 10 or 7?
Yeah.
I remember my mother having
It's
a
an old
Mark II Corolla in 1970 nothing. No, 73 or thereabouts. I remember there was a 4, which certainly not 7. Could it be 17? How many Golfs are we up to now, boys? 7. 7 Golfs. I think it's...
Golfs?
Golfs. Is that the plural of golf?
A very sophisticated and entirely incorrect plural of golf.
English has never been even my second language, let alone my first. I reckon 17 would be surprising. Unless, of course, you're counting Sprinters and all the other sub-Corolla brands. I'm going to say 10 Taco Cluid Berlin Jones.
All right. And that answer is correct.
Yes!
Well done.
There have been 10 generations of Toyota Corollas. From 2009 to present, that is the 10th generation of Toyota Corolla.
Back in the game. Hey! Okay, the next question goes to Richard.
All right, Richard. Which one of these is right? Did Mark Webber and the Red Bull F1 team have the fastest pit stop ever at the Austin Grand Prix of 2013? Did Jenson Button and the McLaren have the fastest pit stop ever at the German Grand Prix in 2013? Or did Nico Rosberg have the fastest pit stop ever with Mercedes at the Hungarian Grand Prix in 2014?
Good luck with that, Richard.
So, Webber, Red Bull 2013, Button, McLaren 2013, or Rosberg, Hungarian, Mercedes 2014?
Right. I don't know. Were McLaren still in their Keystone Cops era in 2013? They were making a right mess of pit stop. I'm going to discount that.
Yeah.
Red Bull 2013, they were pretty on it. But pit stops only seem to have got faster, don't they? So just on that basis, I'm going to take a punt that it was Rosberg in 2014 because it's the most recent. That's my final answer.
All right, and that answer, I'm afraid, is wrong.
Oh!
The stop, actually, the quickest one was A, Mark Webber and the Red Bull F1 team. The stop was 1.923 seconds long, so just under 2 seconds. But actually, Vettel won the race, although his teammate had set a lightning fast pit stop.
1.9, jeez.
That is pretty quick.
Just under 2,
car
broke the sound barrier.
Didn't stop, it just kept driving through.
Yeah.
Now, they connect onto the nut whilst the car is still moving, before it's actually stopped. They get on and they come to a stop with it. Amazing. The final question then goes to Zog.
Hangs on this.
The score at the moment, I should point out, it's Richard 2, Zog 2, Gareth 2. It's a 3-way tie.
So,
Wow.
Zog, if you get this right, you've won. If not, it's a 3-way draw. Right.
The suspense.
This question is slightly different, okay? Which of these names does the Toyota Previa, you know, the big Toyota MPV, not go by? So which one does the Toyota Previa not go by?
Okay.
A. Does it not go by the Toyota Canorado?
Canorado.
So does it not go by a Toyota Canorado?
Okay.
Does it not go by Toyota Lucida? Or does it not go by the Toyota Motomaki?
The Canorado, the Lucida, the Motomaki.
Yeah.
Motomaki.
So which one does it not go by?
Okay, I'm ruling Lucida in, so I'm picking either answer A or C,
Sure.
I think. Motomaki. That seems like the odd one out, but maybe that's designed to trick me. I don't know. That's
Maybe.
a good question. What was the first one again? Coronado?
Canorado.
Canorado.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know all the motor.
John's
killing me.
the
Okay.
tension's
No,
awful.
I can't. Oh, this is,
I'm going to have to push you for an answer.
yeah,
Zon.
no, I'm just going to have to guess it. I'm going for C. Motomaki is the name that it does not go by.
And your answer is... correct! Zon is the winner. The Motomaki is not a Toyota. I think it was made in the place Motomaki in Japan. It is in fact called the Canorado in Asia and the Pacific Islands. Also, for a fun fact, it's called the Tarago in Australia, as well as the Lucida, the Estima, and the Previa in Japan and Britain. So many names for one car.
Brilliant. Although it was never officially sold as anything other than the Previa in the UK. The Estima and the
yeah.
Lucida are Japanese domestic market models.
But we've seen enough over here, right?
Fantastic. Tycho Jones, thank you very much indeed. Small
Thank
round
you,
of applause,
Quizmaster. Thank you.
Quizmaster. Your mother will be very proud of the Quizmaster in her absence.
And thank you, Dave Stebbings, for
And
setting
thank
us
you,
up.
Dave
Thank you.
Hi, Toto. Just got here. Has Lewis arrived yet?
No, Nico. He's paragliding with Rita Ora. You got here first.
Yes! Woohoo!
Well, it is the second half of the party.
Why are you and your wife crawling around under the table?
Susie's lost something.
Oh dear, what was it?
Her real accent.
Hey, hi guys.
Hello, Christian.
Yeah, no, sorry I'm late. Went out to my car, found it had got a Renault engine, so I made a bit of a fuss about it and had the garage take it out. But then my car hadn't got an engine, so I made a bit of a fuss about that, and they put the same engine back in, but with a different badge on it. Then I realised my car's an Infiniti and they took it off me. Crazy times! Anyway, great party, guys. So, listen, should I get the old karaoke machine going? My wife is dying to sing a couple of songs. Guys? Guys? Okay, with the time coming up to 11 p.m, it seems the party is over.
Gareth Jones on speed.
That's it. You've been listening to the 2015 seasonal special episode of Gareth Jones on Speed. Before we go, I just want to know what our hopes are for the new year, 2016. What do you fancy, Zog?
On a motoring theme, if I need my windscreen replacing again, I'd like it to take less than the 6 months that it actually took Autoglass to replace it from the date that I actually phoned them and said, hey, I've got a crack in my windscreen.
Autoglass repair, Autoglass
Wait.
Oh, mate.
replace.
Me, what would I like? In terms of Formula One, we'll start there. I'd like Hulk to get a win. It's unlikely, even if they rebrand that car Aston Martin, it's still going to be made out of Silverstone Eddie Jordan's base. The only way it's going to get a win is if Nico and Lewis crash into each other and take out 3 or 4 other cars. That's what I'd like. Nico to get a win in Formula One. We know he's the Le Mans champion. That was wonderful. My gift for next year would be a win for Nico. Richard?
A slightly more balanced Formula One season would be nice. Do you ever find you sort of ebb and flow with cars? Sometimes I'm completely fascinated and excited by lots of things that are coming onto the market. And sometimes I find myself struggling to give a toss.
Yep.
And it's like I'm looking at that Fiat 124 Spider thing they've come up with, which is basically an MX-5, and I'm really struggling to give a toss. And yeah, I should care about this. Why do I not? It's not that I don't care. I find it disappointing because I don't like the way it looks, and I don't like the fact that it's someone else's homework they've cribbed.
Well,
So-
yeah, and when you think, Japanese sports car styled by Italians, that sounds kind of promising. But
Yes, exactly. They've got it the right way round here. It's the sort of opposite of the Alfarana, isn't it? It's like have it made by the Japanese, but have some Italian input into the style and the engine. That 124 Spider should have promise, but it doesn't. And don't get me started on Alpha, because the Alpha Giulia. Again, awful. I don't know, I'm a very cynical person sometimes, but I just find myself waiting for disappointment with that car. I just can't believe it's going to be any good. I don't like the way it looks particularly. I think it's okay. And it shouldn't be okay. We've waited so long for it. It should be so beautiful that your heart skips a beat, and it's just not. The middle bit looks like a bloody Seat Toledo from the 90s. So, anyway. But that,
you want to be disappointed less by
Yes,
new
exactly.
cars.
I want to be disappointed less by Formula One and by road cars, and I want to look on the bright side, which is I want to just trundle around in my Land Rover feeling all cheery about it, because it's like a big silly Labrador of a car. And I want people to buy my book. It's not too late. It's still in all shops now. And also available online, probably at a reasonable discount. So please, on that bombshell.
And most of all, we want you to buy tickets for 10 years on Speed.
Oh, yes, that as well.
There may be a few left.
And since it's the Gareth Jones on Speed small ads section, also, does anyone want to buy a Fiat 500 Twinner? Because it's kind of surplus to requirements.
Actually, while we do the small...
I need to offload.
And while we do small ads, I've got an old pair of binoculars and a Webley Hurricane 22 calibre, if anybody wants any others.
Guns, you're selling guns on my show. Sorry, world. Let's hope the world that we enter in 2016 is beautiful. Thank you all for listening. Please buy tickets for 10 years on Speed. Come and see us in January if you haven't already bought tickets.
This is the next time that listeners may hear our three voices together. Could be, if you buy a ticket, in a room doing it live.
With your voice as well. We're going to use the people who have turned up to help us decide what we're going to talk about on the night, and you will be on the show. Plus, the debut of the On Speed band, which is going to be great.
And top celebrity guests.
To be revealed.
Oh, yeah. Get your tickets now. All the information at www.garethjones.tv. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas song. Richard?
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Ding.
Ding. Where am I with the chimes?
May the roads open up before you. We're going to leave you with a song. Another tradition of Gareth Jones on Speed is we make bespoke Christmas songs for your entertainment and pleasure if you care about cars and driving and our rotten impersonations. Here's a rotten impersonation of Bobby Zimmerman, Rob Dylan in this case. And this is our Christmas contribution for this year. This is This Christmas. See ya. Merry Christmas.
December comes around, snow falls to the ground, and people all ask the same question. Bob, where will you be on Christmas and its Eve? Well, I'll be spending it with friends near Preston. Such a simple drive, M3, M25, then M40, and M42. But just near Marston Green, around the turn for the NEC, it all stops, and I wish I'd gone for a poo. Ask me where I'm gonna be when Yuletide comes to town. I'll be gridlocked somewhere near Stafford. There's nowhere I can go. I ate my 2-for-1 Haribo. I'm stuck on the M6 this Christmas near Hilton Park. Wish I bought some crisps this Christmas. That's what I'll be. That's what I'll be. That's what I'll be this Christmas. That's what I'll be. I'll be stuck on the M6 this Christmas. There's no turning back in the 62 Cadillac. This ride got all that I want. It's got the pace of a plane and the pull of a train and the boot space of a Vauxhall Belmont. Why and the next lane's Chris from here.
He's been stuck here since Christmas '86. Ask me where I'm gonna be when Yuletide comes to town.
I'll be crawling
Past Newton, Willow. There's nowhere I can go. I ate my 2-for-1 Haribo, and I really need a piss this Christmas. I'll be stuck on the M6 this Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody.
To send us an email, see pictures, get song lyrics, join our Facebook fan site, follow us on Twitter, or to find out about sponsorship opportunities, go to garethjones.tv. Gareth Jones on Speed is made in London by Whizbang.
Generic salutation, horizontal surface particle removal operative.
You what?
Hello, floor sweeping man. Myself and my vehicle operation units are visiting upon your premises a quantum of minutes to enjoy a Yuletide socialisation event for those persons engaged in the activities of the zenith of motorised sporting endeavours.
What?
We're here for the F1 party.
Sorry, mate, that was yesterday. You're too slow.
Oh God, not again. Cease your vocalised complaint protocols, mechanism controlled human 2.
Ron, you're telling me I got out of my deck chair for this? Aye.
Rebranded pagan Winterfest jollificationism to all auditory consumers of this verbal messaging. Or to express this in an alternate manner. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Gareth Jones on Speed!